Well, I'm going to do a reading and I'm using my Labyrinth Through Time. And Labyrinth Through Time is an amazing system which is just fantastic for doing both predictive readings as well as quick readings, as well as looking into the afterlife. Now, I'll give you the backstory. I'm in my tea room, and in my tea room I have a private entry door for clients who come here, and it's got a battery doorbell, so it's not wired in or anything. But for a few years now, and some of you have actually heard it on my live videos or even some of the videos that are recorded, and it rings random. Nobody here, it just rings random. And it even changes the doorbell signal random. So the tune changes as well. So I thought, let's do a reading and have a look at what and who is ringing my doorbell, because I do believe it's a spirit. And I have had a look at this before, but it's very, very active at the moment. So I thought, let's have a look and see what comes up. So at the moment, like I said, today he's rang about, three times. So I got Linus with me because we are looking at this. Now, I'll go through briefly what this is as we do the reading. The Labyrinth Through Time is a full reading system, and it consists of this round jersey mat. It is a reversible mat, so this side is really great for when you're doing them quick readings or you want to look at each topic in its own right. And this side is used for mediumship, for predictive readings and so on. So I'm actually using this side because this is the one I'm looking at for spirits, and it's what I want to talk to. It has a deck of cards. Hang on, let me get here. I think I've got them all mixed up here. I have. There's 25 cards and there is 11 word cards. So I'll just sort these out. And these are some of the extra advice cards and so on. And I just want to make sure if I got them all right way, because I have a friend who loves to come here and she turns upside down all my cards, and I'm sure she does it just to annoy me. But she's a lot of fun. So, all right, just make sure they're all up the right way. So these are the picture cards or the image cards, and these are the word cards. So the image cards, these actually all match the symbols that are printed on the mat. So the sun and the house and the key from center and so on. I've called this Labyrinth Through Time for the reason of it is unlocking the destiny, as I say. And we always start in the center. The key is where we begin to open the pathways. The numbers in the clock is all about timings, which is, if it lands on 2, it could tell me 2 days, 2 months, 2 weeks, whatnot, so on. So we often look at the clock face as timings. We look at the letters of the alphabet at the person, place or thing, or the names of person, place or thing. I've got, this kit comes optional. You may already have a bunch of charms and that's perfectly fine, but I do have it optional with the charm kits. And in here is my 2 charm kits, which is the set of 50 starter charms plus the 50 add-ons. So it all comes in the gold tin. You do get a lovely book that's very concise with all the images in and the step-by-step. It also comes with a course that I have hooked up to my online course platform. It also comes with, like I said, not as 3 set of steak knives, as they'd say. You get a 12-sided dice, and you also get a amethyst pendulum. And I chose amethyst specifically for its properties. So these are the things that come with the Labyrinth kit. The charms are the only optional extra. I'm not using my my amethyst pendulum at the moment because these are my babies, and these are in the Etsy store. There's only a few left now. These are actually made of tea and solid brass, and my brother makes the solid brass and does it all turning for me. This one I've got beaded. So the very first question, because we are wanting to know who or what is going on, the spirit that keeps ringing my doorbell. So we're going through a process of elimination. Now, there is in-depth in this in the course that comes with it, so I'm just going to skim past as much as I can. So the first things is we're using pendulum to ask, is it male or female? Is it older female, older male, younger person? So we look at age appropriate. Then we would ask it, is it family or is it friend? Now, me using a pendulum, my pendulums, my yeses are anti-clockwise and my no's are clockwise. So the very first thing I need to ask is the spirit a female? Don't know if you can see that swinging, but it's telling me yes. Okay, there's important female to me who's passed over fairly recently. Was November last year, was my dear old mum at 94. So the things I'm going to ask is on the rose, because rose is a mother symbol, is it you, mum? And I'm getting a yes. So it's my mum that's obviously ringing the bell like crazy lately. Now I've got to really hold it together so I don't choke up. So, okay, we've worked out that it's my mum. Rose is a mother symbol. I actually just want another clarification because my mum's name was Joan. So I'm actually going to the J and asking, is it Joan? And I'm getting a yes. Okay, so it's definitely my mum. So I'm going to start now with the charm casting in the centre of the key. And so the very first thing, sorry for all the noise, is I'm asking what's the basis of her contact. That's interesting, it's got the skull. Now the skull and the crossbones often means is there something that I'm not listening to. It means often negative. Often with the skull, it means the bones of the past. So it tells me, okay, there's something she's wanting me to know. And it could be literally she's wanting me to know information where she has passed over. And there would tell me it's important information. So I'm going to do my first scatter. And I'm concentrating in my inner scatter first. So... and some went on the outer as well. Okay, this is interesting as well. I've got the drum kit that's landed on the keys. I'm just going to see if I can zoom in and then I can zoom back out as well to show you guys. So the drum kit is about pay attention. It's almost like she's yelling at me from the grave because the drum is no, listen and listen what I've got to say. Up here, I've got the tent on the 1 and the ring. I've also got the key between the ring and the 2, and I've also got the cherries between the 2 and the 3. So the way I would interpret that is 1 is about singular. It often means self, the person. That's in looking at the numerology energy from it. The 1 in numbers would tell me pay attention in the next day, in the next week, up to the next month. The ring here would tell me it's something that I need to be looking at very closely, but it means stay strong. It's very valuable, some information that needs to be brought through to me. And the tent here is like a warm blanket. So it's telling me that I really need some time out underneath the rug to concentrate in the next week. I would look at this as short term, something that's really important and very valuable to me. The key here, we've got the 2 again between the ring and the number 2 is the key. The key, like our center, is what doorways or opportunities that need to be looked at or embraced. So it means what things I need to open up with. Again, we are looking at things of great value, but what's precious or important to me. The 2 there is about unions or partnerships. So this could be in a couple of ways. It could be either me and Linus, who's hubby, where we need to look at some things probably together of things that it's valuable to us. We've also got the cherries, which is about abundance and good things that are about to open up. It's growth and opportunity. So this little cluster here, it's almost like she's saying, what is it you need to look at, really listen to? It's like I can hear her screaming down my ear, which is very rare because my mother never used to scream much. She was probably the polar opposite of many mothers, but that's how our dear mum was. Where I need to really, yes, put the warmth, the rug, the closeness around me in order to open up some doors of opportunities. I'm looking at this with what's going on with me relevant at the moment is I am about to open up a huge doorway of opportunity, and I haven't revealed that yet, but I'll get to that. And I am a little, I suppose, sitting back a little bit gobsmacked or a little bit shocked that the opportunity has risen in my face, and it's like there she's screaming at me that don't shut the door on this opportunity. So when I'm looking at the next scatter that was here, I'll just have to zoom out a little bit so you can see this next scatter. So I've got the telephone on the car or the vehicle or the automobile. We call them car here in Australia. The telephone is about talk or chat or communications, and the car is about things that move very quickly. Often in its symbology, it means offload stuff that you do not need. So when I'm looking here at the telephone and a car, it would tell me some things where people may be telling me it's probably time that I need to let that stuff go because it may not be relevant to what I need in my future journey or my future pathway. We also have the bat and we've got the cannon. I'll bring that up so you can see me. So cute. And it's just a little army tank. So the bat is often about things that you cannot see, but the bat is one of the most highly skilled mammals on our earth of all the God's creations. And a bat and the tank would tell me, face the battle no matter what it is. But it would tell me too, don't be blind or oblivious to things that may be harmful to me. So it's interesting that. When I come further out again on the letters around here, I have the eagle on the letter R, and it's the little treasure chest that's sitting on the S. Now, the letters, like I said, can be person, place, or thing. So the R could be someone called Richard, it could be Rosalie, the S could be a Sam or I don't know, Sally, what have you. It can be the names. But letters also have energy as well. And letter S is what we call a 1 energy, and it's on the treasure chest, or the treasure chest is on that. So it's telling me literally the money or the gold pot comes down to me. The R here is what we call a number 9 energy. And the eagle there is... what's the word? Sees the opportunities, and sometimes it can be ruthless, but a 9 energy is about the humanitarian, the helper, the caregiver. So there would tell me though, don't be afraid to embrace those, no matter if they are a little aggressive or people that may be a little bit on the attack form, that I need to embrace with probably more love and more care in what I do. So I've got a cat that's, if you could only see this cat right now, she loves my tea room. So before I cast again, this is where our cards are interesting. So the nutshell version so far when I'm stringing this together is my mother's come in to tell me that yes, things that maybe seem good are not always good, but listen intently to what is there. And again, it's like she's telling me, don't ignore something that has come up from the past. Here with key and cherries and ring and tint and that, it's all about there is great opportunities there for me, and I do need to look at what is valuable assets and what is not. And in its timing would tell me in the next couple of weeks, which that is so appropriate once I do release what's coming and happening to public. So that is really interesting. Then here, things that some people may try and tell me what I got to do, there would tell me push back on that. No, I know which journey I'm going. Still be mindful of things that can happen. And here is, no matter if people are really breathing down my neck, I've got to show my caregiver side of it, because it all comes down to me. Now, the cards here are brilliant when we want more information. So I'm actually looking in this area here, which is about opening opportunities on something that's very valuable to me. I've got the moon, I've got the key again, and I've got the anchor. So the moon is often about spirituality. It is a timing symbol, which often means the cycle of the moon. And it's a light source, which means pay attention to things that are in my line of sight. The key here, once again, would still tell me opportunities that are arising. And the opportunities, when I see anchor, is beautiful, because it literally means solid opportunities. So that's actually really good. I'm just going to draw another couple of charms. So this is the beauty of this symbol, this system, is layer upon layer upon layer. And I'm a big one for learning all about layers. We've got the axe, we've got the boot, and we have the starfish. So hang on, let me see if I can zoom in on that. Just move that down a little. So axe means things that happen very quickly. It often means to trim out or cut out the dead wood of stuff that I don't need. We have the boot, which means get off my butt literally and get stuck into it. Linus is sitting beside me here, and I can see him nodding because that's me. I'm not lazy, I just get very easily distracted. I procrastinate. So the boot there literally is probably him kicking me in the pants. And the starfish is about learning to adapt and grow and change as required. They are really, really good cards all around opportunity. I just want to now have a quick look too. These are my word cards, and I'm going to look at, I'm actually going to look at pros and cons. So let me just bring that down a bit more so you can see. Great, I'm just moving everything around here. So this task I'm going to look at is, again, pros and cons. So I'm going to draw a couple of charms for the pros and a couple of charms for the cons. So I have the heart and the set square, or the mathematics squares. The heart, pros would tell me emotional. The set squares are about attention to detail. Also about, do I feel that I measure up against things enough? And some of the pros there would tell me, is it my emotions that I get caught with? And where I look at this and think, am I good enough? Am I ready for this? And all these different things of questioning. So my pros there would tell me, probably I need to think more about, instead of allowing emotional hijacking to come along the way, I need probably more attention to detail. So the cons here, I've got a lady, which is the dress, and I've got the broom. That's really interesting, because there would tell me a female presence that I do not need. It's time to declutter. So that's pretty interesting. So it's very interesting. So I just want another layer on that. I've also got the kangaroo. So it would tell me someone is probably very erratic. They may come across as nurturing and caring, but I'd still look at that as somebody erratic that I may need to look at how do I handle that. So this is a really interesting reading, and what I'm getting from all of this is the tasks that I am about to embark on, not be afraid, but it also would tell me it will be okay. So that is my Labyrinth Through Time, and I'm just going to put all these back in, and I will show you how it all just packs away into a lovely, neat little box. Put my word cards together, and my image cards, and my other image cards. They all come in a little bag. Your dice, and this is the dice again, and I didn't use the dice in this instance, but what the dice is for is actually about timing, or when we look at the numerology energies. So that there is telling me a 9. So again, the humanitarian side of me, the caregiver, needs to look at this. It's also about spreading good around as well. So the 9 itself would tell me in 9 days is very relevant. Also 9 weeks and up to 9 months. So that's what our dice is for, and we get the pendulum and our dice. I'll just put those in there. So they also go in the box. And we put my lovely little mat in the box. Now this has been squished in its tin, and as you can see, you don't need to iron this stuff. That's what I love about it. And it all goes in the tin and gets packed away in its nice little bag and its book. Thanks for listening.